This is Finland. And here, driving flat out on the loose is in the DNA.
Niklas Gronholm makes a great start. Absolute drama. Gronholm takes victory.
To win in the country of 1,000 lakes, you don't need to be a Finn, but you're going to have to drive like one. Welcome back to the Timmy Ring for Q2 from round 4 of the FIA World Rallycross Championship 2025. It is a beautiful day here up near Kouvola. We're about an hour and a half from Helsinki, and we're very much looking forward to getting this session underway. Some good racing during the first one. My name's Andrew Coley. This is Timo Scheider. Skins, how's it going?
So far, so good.
Okay, good. One session down. It's a bit like a race weekend, Timo. You know, you have to keep focusing. The most important bit is the live show on Sunday, but Q1 result was good, I thought, for us.
Well, I was fine with it so far. I hope you too. So
we're all good. We're having a great time. So it's just Q2 to come here before we do Q3, Q4, semi-finals and finals tomorrow. Let's take a look at the season so far. We started at Lousada for Portugal, where Niklas Gronholm won, of course, for CE dealer team. Then it was on to Höljes and the horrendous weather where Johan Kristoffersson, the reigning world champion, took a win. Then it's Nyirád in Hungary, Kristoffersson taking his second win of the year, and it is those two fighting for it here at the Timmy Ring before we head down to Istanbul Park for a double-header in September. Euro RX 3 is the first session which is coming up. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. If you're watching online, we don't appreciate bad comments about any of our drivers in the comment section on YouTube. If you haven't got anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. We mean that. Exactly. Be kind, people. You're supposed to be enjoying the coverage and supporting the drivers out there. So if you haven't got anything nice to say, keep it to yourself, please. Come on. So Komachi leads after Q1, having taken the win. Gerklis is in P2. João Ribeiro is in P3. Then it's Tejez, Souza, Kovacs, Gelins and Souza. Lovely to see the front-wheel drive machines out here, and we've got there's some testing going on today as well with some drivers, Tommy Hellman being one of them, with the Rally 2 cars and the Rally 4 cars, getting comparative lap times, comparing the different specs and trying to see what can be done to grow the sport of rallycross. So great stuff from everybody involved. Souza on the inside from Kovacs, Gelins and Souza on the outside. Two Souzas. This is where it gets tricky, Timo. This is where you have to go into commentator mode, and they look kind of the same. Okay, one's an Audi, one's a Ford. We should be able to cope, but
yep.
Worse things have happened. Worse things have happened. Okay, here we go. Flames at the side of the track as we get underway, but it is Gelins who gets the best start in the Audi. He's going to try and shut the door, but Souza's going to be on his inside if he's not careful. Gelins does move across and gently squeezes the door shut as around the outside.
Gelins should have it tight on the inside.
Oh, yeah, he's done it. And Souza was a little bit wide in the background, and actually loses out to his family members of the two Souzas running P2 and P3. The Portuguese drivers, Gelins leads. Got to try and get away now.
We saw super close racing before in Q1, and right now it's again super tight racing. Those categories have been always super competitive.
Super 1600, you had a go at it or not?
I tested once in the All-Inkle car.
How was it?
Well, totally different. Front-wheel drive, not so much power, different driving style. You have to adapt a lot, but you know, it's a challenge. If the competition is so close, it's also fun, 100%. And you know, if you give a race driver a car to drive, he will squeeze it, whatever it is.
You got to go flat out, haven't you? Yeah. Now known, of course, as Euro RX3, but yeah, Super 1600 Euro RX3's had a long history in this championship. And I love the fact we're still seeing, you know, new cars coming out. A lot of these cars weren't Super 1600 rally cars, which is where the category came from, if you like, in terms of the technical regulations. People in rallycross are still going, yeah, you know what, I'm going to build another one. We love to see it. And the Audi is such a good car, it really is. If you see
rotation with Sousa.
Yeah, Sousa loses the place to Kovacs up the inside.
And
so
you
that's
see
the game.
how long it takes till the front tires gripping up again. If you over-rotate with front-wheel driven car, it's ages. If you're a bit offline and you're not on the tarmac, or, well, of course, in the dirt, it's even worse. But that's a big challenge.
Into the joke up in the background, so both the Sousas have been in. Andre Sousa is going to come out behind Rogerio Sousa. You'll see them swap places on the timer screen. There they go as they cross the line. We are joined in the commentary box by Juha Rukkanen, who is racing at home here in Finland. We'll bring him in just a moment. So Gellins leads from Kovacs. Fastest lap for Kovacs, 49.3. Listen to the revs on these things. They're absolute screamers. They really are. Engine rebuilds are pretty often, but to be honest with you, if that's the case in most rallycross cars, isn't it? Everything's pretty much on the limit.
Lifetime is not too long.
No, it's not. It's not. You're not going to get 100,000 miles out of it, I can tell you that much. And it definitely wants an oil change more often than once a year. Gellins on the exit of the Joker. The gap's 6.9, so Gellins has got this. Kovacs, though, could end up back in the pack, I think. Here come the two Sousas down the hill. Juha, how was Q1? You got such a good start. It was a brilliant launch, and then down the straight, the electric cars don't have to change gear, do they?
Yeah, it's okay. Nothing problem. In windscreen is the mini stone, and it's really. But it's difficult to see. But yeah, no problem. It's okay.
Your teammate Limitainen, they're trying to change the engine, aren't they? He's running in Euro RX, he's P2 in the standings, and they can't. They're going to get it done or no?
I hear his car just working, but
really?
Yeah, maybe he can come back.
That's an amazing job by the team. How long has that taken to get an engine changed?
2 hours.
That's incredible. Incredible work from the guys. Joker merge coming up here on the final lap. Gellins is leading. Gellins going to get it. Comes down over the line. And what is the time? It is a 3:30.7, which would have been enough to win the previous session, but Timo, track conditions probably a bit different.
Yeah, we heard before they have done the track, and in between they have just short moments of brushing some areas, but not rebuilding them completely. So most likely the gravel sections will be more loose or more ruts throughout the day.
Gellins takes it from Kovacs, Sousa and Sousa. Gellins, of course, hailing from Antigua. If you're wondering what that fantastic flag is up on the top, I'd like my flag to look like. Although the Union Jack's pretty cool, actually. I think the Union Jack's quite a good flag. You know, there are some. So? Yeah, I think so. Okay. There are some confusing flags out there. You know, Belgium and Germany, Timo.
That's true.
It's pretty similar. You know.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I know it's the other way around.
Exactly.
You know, I'm offending half of Europe, but I mean, that's, you know, the British seem to have managed that anyway. Apologies. I didn't vote for Brexit. This was Gellins getting the whole shot, doing a nice job on the inside line. I do like turn one here. Juha, there are opportunities in turn one.
Yeah, it's difficult because it's a really long straight, and I don't know where is the right braking place. And,
yeah. But it gives you options, right? So the turn one, you dive in on apex one, but then you have to open the steering somehow to make a good turn two. But there's also the option of diving on the inside. Is this making you think like, okay, I go once if I'm on spot to overtake?
I don't know. I try to drive the normal, yeah, but it's difficult.
So you have the risk of being overtaken, or there's a chance of overtaking, right? This is one of the spots for sure.
Yeah. And for me, it's the difficult track because it's a really long the straight line, and then the gravel section is really, you know, the rhythm changing all the time, and it's difficult to find
a good rhythm.
Yeah.
And the tarmac is high grip, and the loose is really low. So have you found a setting on the car that's good, or are you still working?
Yeah, it's working now.
Okay, sweet. We look forward to you taking the win in this next session.
Yes.
You know, we're piling the pressure. We had Joni Tapainen in here earlier, and we were telling him we want to see him win the session. So that's the aim. Right, the aim of this one, of course, is another RX3 race. Komochi, Gertlis, Ribeiro, and Tichés. Komochi, the winner of the previous session, first session win of his year. Doesn't get away too well. Gertlis has got away well with Ribeiro as well. Ribeiro and Gertlis in a proper drag race. They are side by side on the run to the first corner. Ribeiro might try and slightly cross Ribeiro. Almost into the side of Gertlis. Up the inside of him goes Komochi. Ribeiro trying for the round the outside. Komochi's going to be there. Ribeiro trying to hold on for turn three, but Komochi gets him.
That was tough, right?
That was, I mean, didn't hit him, Timo. Was he trying to scare him?
To be honest, I don't know. You looked crazy, to be honest.
I think maybe he thought that he was going to be able to shut the door
Exactly.
and looked across and realised he was there and turned back out. I mean, it was wild.
Contact.
Inside, Ribeiro passes Comanci. Comanci goes Joker. There is contact between them. Ribeiro seems okay. Comanci too is quite a big hit. All going off in this one. What do you think about that, Johan? What was going on the straight? Not sure. we're not sure. Ribeiro with the front wheel arch hanging off the car. How are the lap times looking? Previous one, Gellens was doing 49.5s. Of course, we're only on lap 1, so we need a flying lap to get the better lap times in. Timo, a rallycross start like that, you do want to shut the door, and sometimes I think he's gone to shut the door and then looked and realised that he isn't clear.
Yeah, well, probably he just realized him super late when he moved already, and then he realized, oh damn, I have to count this there, yeah, straighten out. But you know, you always try as well to force someone into a position where you'd like to have him, kind of. Sometimes it works, sometimes not so much. So like Ribeiro did, it was like tough.
I'm trying to see if Ribeiro's got damage to that front left suspension.
It looks
or not.
okay.
It's hard to tell,
I had checked that.
You think it's all right?
Yeah, it should be fine.
Okay, so Ribeiro trying to close the gap down the gut. Comanci has gone Joker and he's only 4.7 off. Dust on the straight. Look for Comanci in the background. There he is. And we might be able to find out from here what the gap's going to be. Timo Scheider is going to head off and have a chat with a few people for us. And Juha's going to stay with me for just a few minutes before he heads back towards the paddock. So here we go, Gerklist over the jump, Ribeiro in behind. Ribeiro really here for me, Juha. Oh, he nearly hits the barrier on the inside. He's driving a bit untidy, and now Gerklist makes a mistake. Ribeiro's got to go Joker here, Juha, surely.
Yes.
And he does. We're correct. We're very pleased with ourselves. So Ribeiro goes up to the Joker lap. Tejez has gone with him, and with the mistake from Gerklist now. But I think Comanchi's going to get them. Comanchi on the inside line in the green and blue. He's got to get that polo straight and get the power down. Oh, going to be a drag race down the straight. Comanchi does well here off the standard lap. Well, Ribeiro looks across, Comanci dives to the inside line. Ribeiro's going out wide inside. Ribeiro with a great pass on Comanci. That's how you do it at the Joker merge. We were talking about that, me and Timo, when we drove a lap earlier. Oh, contact! Comanci almost gets turned around by Tejez. All kicking off, great pass.
Yeah, it's great move.
Really nicely lined up from a long way back. And you're looking at this and thinking,
yes,
that's how we get Johan later.
Yeah. I hope.
That's what we want to do. Gerklist then, can he take advantage? Did Ribeiro lose much time with those moves or not? Ribeiro on the inside line, Gerklist drops over the crest. Ribeiro on that standard line, keeping the front wheel drive car in the clean line if he can. I reckon Gerklist might have enough here, but Ribeiro's going to be very close indeed. Ribeiro versus Gerklist just holds on at the line. Ribeiro P2 and Gerklist's time is a 3:32.3. So Gellens wins the session. Nicholas Gellens, that is his first session win of the year as well. Brilliant job by him with a 3:30.7. Let's take a look at the results from that last one. British Gerklist with a 3:32.3. Only that little mistake we saw, but Ribeiro 0.2 back. Ribeiro got a little bit beaten up in turn 1, trying to find a way through, but then found a brilliant pass later on in the race on Comanci after that merge was so close between them. Tejez in P4. These are the standings after, of Q2. So Gellens wins the session. Then Kovacs, Gerklist, Ribeiro, Comanci, Sousa, and Tejez, and I'm sure we'll have the standings after Q2 for you any minute. Take a look back at the start on this one. So this was the start, Juha. Oh, well done. He's just caught Timo's paperwork. That's a good move as well. So Gerklist on the inside. Watch Ribeiro here. Look. Do you think he thinks he's clear? Because...
Oh, he's tried to close or something. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's because it looks like he's going to shut the door. And then, I don't know, then maybe looks across and realises Gerklist is there. I don't know. And then it was actually quite big contact between him and Comanci. This was the second contact between... No, was that the same one? No, second contact, yeah. So contact twice. Comanci went Joker. This was Ribeiro on his Joker. And it was this was great. Look at this. Moves to the inside. Comanci then... So he's basically dummied him, hasn't he? Comanchi's covered him and then gone deep.
That's right style.
Really, really nice pass. And then Tejez trying to capitalise as well. Poor old Kimochi was hit by nearly everyone in that. I think he got 2 out of 3. This was at the end of the race. And Gerklis just got in front of Ribeiro. And then Kimochi ends up in P3. Beautiful day here in Finland as we continue with qualifying for Q2, round 4 of the World Rallycross Championship. Timo Scheider is with Johan Kristoffersson. Let's head down and see him.
Johan, a pretty good Q1, I would say. Clean one, except the start. What was the issue there?
No issue. I had a good takeoff, and yeah, to the first corner, Niklas did a nice move around the outside. Didn't manage to cover that one off, so yeah, came out in P2, jokered on the second lap, and just managed to be just ahead of Niklas by the end of the heat. So yeah, important points.
So you just told me there is actually a quite rough off-road with some stones. Is this make an issue for you?
Yeah, when you follow on the gravel, there is quite big stones which is arriving on the windscreen, but no, it's all right. It's all right. It's yeah, feels a bit rough to be in the car when you get like a like a machine gun from Niklas, but it was all fine.
So far the track suits you well. You have done the quickest race lap so far, so it seems like you're sorted out, right?
Yeah, it feels okay. I have to say Q1 was quite difficult. The track was giving us some surprises, and yeah, developed in a little bit different way than we thought and expected. So yeah, not easy, but yeah, our competitors are also fast. So Niklas is up to speed. So yeah, we just have to try and nail our starts and then go from there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Johan. Good luck for the next one. Enjoy. Thank you.
Great stuff from Johan Kristoffersson and Timo Scheider down there. Interesting what Johan said, the track developed a bit differently than they thought it would. Is that similar for you guys, or it did what you thought it would do, the conditions?
I don't know, I think conditions is changing, and yeah, I'm not seeing nothing, but really big stones is...
Yeah, gravel machine gun onto the windscreen. Yeah. You're racing at home here in Finland. I know you made your debut in 2020 when I was commentating at Kouvola. It must be lovely for you to have the World Championship back at home.
It's really nice.
Yeah, nice feeling.
Yeah, it's really nice feeling.
Awesome. All right, mate. Look, I know you need to go and get in your car, which is probably too slow,
I think.
So best of luck, mate. Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a great run later on today. Thank you to Juha Rutkanen for popping in. Let's take a look back at the action from Hungary last time out. Oh, sorry, from the first session, not last time out, my bad. This was Kevin Hansen and OC Baby on the run down to the first corner. Timmy Hansen in there as well. This was the mistake. Both Baby kind of dragged Kevin into that. They both went a little bit hot. That left-hander has proved to be the trickiest corner out there. And then Kevin on board, looking super relaxed. Unable, though, to do anything about the pace of Baby. Both the Hansens, they're just saying, you know, we need to find a little bit more traction in the car, and then maybe we can be back on the pace. On to race number 2, and Rutkanen with an amazing start on the outside. He's a man of few words, Juha. You have to give it. He's a Finn, remember, and he's still learning the media side of things, but he's a really good fun bloke. Yeah, we headed out yesterday and did some track preview stuff with him, and yeah, he's a good guy. He really is. So Juha with a great start, but unable to match those cars down the straight as they're just so quick when they're not changed. That's the windscreen that Johan was talking about, Timo, just now.
Yeah, he was actually pretty scared, kind of, just before the interview. He told me about it. So this seems to be an issue. If this is going to be worse, probably this can cause some trouble.
Yeah, okay, so big rocks, need to watch out for damage to the front of the cars, but it didn't hold him up too much in that first Q1 session. Johan took the win from Gronholm. It is our two usual suspects up at the top. Then Baby, Rutkanen, Hansen, and Clara Anderson. We have Euro RX coming up for you next. Nice to have you, Rutkanen, come up into the commentary box, and good to have you heading out, mate. How's the atmosphere at KMS generally? Pretty confident?
Well, I just went into the truck and they've been like inside the meeting, and Johan was straight away able of coming out doing the interview. He was relaxed. I think he knows he's on pace, even though he said, like, you know, there's a couple of things to tune in, but this is a normal procedure throughout the weekend. You always work, and there's a progress of working throughout everything. So I have to say, he seems to be strong and focused.
I think as well, we're not doing double headers anymore. We did that, yeah, we started that in COVID, of course, when we had limited race weekends. trying to make things a bit more open now. Maybe there's less pressure to get it all done in day one. You've got to change. It's only 2 sessions today, 2 more tomorrow.
Yeah, it's kind of more relaxed, but you're working deep into the system. When you have like double headers, there's not much space and time to work in the details. You just try to have a good package, but not a detailed, perfect package.
So compromise maybe, and then that allows you to get the sessions done. But yeah, great stuff. Lovely to hear from Johan. Great to send Timo down. We're getting ready now for Euro RX 1. Euro RX1 on the line and good to go. Supercars. Sorry, RX1, Andrew. RX1. Let's have a look at the points after Q1. Bolevsky leads, having won the session from Enland. Maiko Tam, Mats Öhman, Rennie Munich, Anton Seba, Damien Litvinovic, Ivari Niemi. But the person me and Timo were watching would be on page 2 if there was a page 2. Is there a page 2? No, there isn't right now. So page 2 would feature, of course, Joni Tapainen, who set the fastest lap of the session, and we're really keen to see what he can do in this one, but he's got to get the launch right first.
With just 16 years old, that's for sure something. There we see him. So just cross my fingers that he's taking off from the line good, and then he will show pure speed.
Okay, Mikko Ikonen, Nils Volland, Joni Tapainen and Mikko Limitainen. Limitainen, as you heard from his teammate Rukkanen, of course, in World Limitainen in Euro, they've changed that engine in 2 hours. Try and get your local garage to do that.
No way. No way.
It's not gonna, and you're definitely going to charge more than €100 an hour. Tapainen, can he get the launch? Because his lap times were unbeatable last time. We want to see the 16-year-old have a great result. He's away from still drops to the back, but now he's in the fight. Ikonen inside from Volland on the run down to the first corner. Tapainen moves out wide. He knows he's going to go for the undercut, but Ikonen's in the way, so he can't carry any speed through.
Yeah, Volland's going far too much.
Yeah, Volland's in a different postcode in turn 1, isn't he? So Volland runs really wide. Tapainen gets up to P3, and it's Limitainen who leads after that engine change. What a reward for the team. So hard for the mechanics, Timo, isn't it, when they've been working like that? You want to say, of course, they'll be nervous now that it won't go the distance, or the one bolt is loose.
They're side by side.
Come on, Tapainen, go Joker.
Joker, yeah.
Good decision.
Good call, yeah, pretty good call.
So that's one of those times for me, Timo, where probably your spotter is telling you Joker option, but you need to see the car in front. How is it as a driver to make that decision on the fly?
This is like a split second of a decision, so you have to focus on your driving and at the same time trying to check the car in front and listen to your spotter. So this is actually just a short moment where you do things wrong or right. So sometimes it works out and sometimes not so much.
And it's much harder when the Joker delta is short. That decision can be disastrous. But here with the delta being 4 to 5 seconds, you can even do it with a slow car in the race and it might work out.
Yeah, that's totally right.
Okay, from the drone, your leader, Limitainen with Ikonen behind. But keep your eye on Tapainen. I know that...
no, it was just into the corner. It looked like he's getting slow, right?
Me too. I thought the same thing. Where's Tapainen? Is he on the back of them already? So Joni Tapainen is already closing down. Timo Scheider spotted the lap times last time round.
He was 6.1 of the leader previous lap, so let's check now when they cross line 5.4. So he catch 6/10 to the leader.
That's fantastic. That's coming off his Joker as well. Remember, a 4.1 at the minute, it wouldn't be enough. I'd be tempted to send Limitainen now, Timo, to cover off Tapainen. What do you think?
Yeah, you should. You should send him now.
You're going to lose a couple of spaces, aren't you? But
Ikonen too fast into the corner, yeah.
Right, do they send Limitainen out front? Let's see if he goes Joker. Yes, he does. Yes. Limitainen's gone Joker. That's to cover off in the background. Volland's gone as well. So they've both gone to try and cover off a flying Joni Tapainen on the inside. Limitainen, I reckon, will have time, but I reckon Volland's a goner.
Tapainen is P3 at the moment.
Yeah, so Tapainen lost out at the start, and he loses out to Limitainen here. Of course, we didn't see Limitainen's pace, did we, in Q1, because he wasn't on the grid. So is Limitainen going to be the class of the field? Tapainen backing it in down at the bottom corner. And Ikonen here should get swallowed up. Ikonen might, and someone's clattered the barrier. Tapainen hit the barrier with the camera on it. That camera was a good call from our producer, wasn't it? We get to see if anybody hits the barrier when we're on it. You're on the drone now.
With Tapainen, and he's again the quickest car on track. Even 2/10 quicker than he's been in the first session.
Wow. So he's going well.
Yeah, it should be enough for both of them.
Yeah, Limitainen going to come down to take the win. P2 goes to Tapainen after a bad start in the background. It's Ikonen who just holds Volland. Good recovery by Tappanen after a bad start, but you know what? Amazing recovery by Limitainen. Engine change after that, just incredible. What's the time on that one, Timo? It's 3:06.3. So that would have been enough to win Q1, but track conditions are always different.
Oh, yeah.
Limitainen takes it from Tappanen, Ikonen. It's a finish 1-2-3 at home. Nils Volland gets P4.
Seems like Nils Volland is struggling a bit this season, right? So I expected him to be up front somehow. But so far, I haven't talked to any one of those guys, but it seems like they're struggling.
Maybe we could get you to go and talk to a Euro driver later over the course of the weekend and just have a catch-up. We haven't had a check-in with some of our top Euro drivers. That'd be good. Yeah, he's with his father, obviously, Rolf Volland, who runs the team. They're a brilliant outfit. He's a champion.
Yes.
So it should be there, but supercar is a very different discipline, RX1.
Yeah, definitely. Well, there's not so much experience with him on the steering wheel, but Rolf, as his father running the team, he has like worked for AKS. He's involved in all the development, or was involved in all the RX1 cars back in the days from Audi, but so far, I don't know why. There's a reason probably.
Well, I know when I spoke to him earlier in the year, he said he hadn't had any testing at all.
Oh, okay.
So not a lot of seat time. He's the reigning RX3 champion from last year, but I mean, yeah, you said earlier, up in RX3, they're very quick. They are good, but they're not RX1 quick, and it's a very different driving style. So lots of drivers, of course, came up through various four-wheel drive categories, RX2, RX2E back in the day. Volvo in the background, look, they're getting the sweeper ready already. That's what a mess we're making on the run off turn one. I wonder if they're going to sweep it before World. I hope they don't. Don't do it.
I just talked to the race director. He said, like, we have just a 6-minute break in between, so we have to be very quick in cleaning off the most important places. And of course, if you line up on P1 and 2, you don't want to have the gravel and dust after 20-30 meters, right?
So we want it fair, don't we?
Yes,
we do want it fair, really. Yes. I mean, kind of. Rennie Munich on the inside. We've got some information about his car, which Timo can share with us in a minute. Anton Sepper, fantastic debut in the European Championship earlier on. Then it's Litvinovic and Niemi in this one. So start procedure, the guys are lining up the cars on the grid. Timo, you went and had a chat with Rene about that car.
Yeah, well, I was surprised. They told me they've just brought a brand new car, new engine. They came from Lehman engines to Pipo engines right now. So he's super happy with the handling of the car, with the balance of the car, with the launch. He has been happy, but he's missing a little bit out on the top end power. This is what he just told me. So yeah, let's see if he adapted something or if they can catch up.
Time was brilliant last time. Will it be brilliant again this time?
Yes, it is.
Oh, look at the nose of that car. It's just so high. He outdragged Sepper alongside him, Litvinovic, but inside line.
Come on.
To Munich.
Break later.
Want to keep it on the inside.
Send it. Come on.
And Sepper gets inside him. He ran a little bit deep and he's going to go from P1 down to P2. Got us down the left-hand side now. Try and be inside Niemi as they get into turn 3. Nearly, Timo.
Yeah, well, I have to laugh a little bit. Unfortunately, I love him so much. He's such a nice person. But this driving attitude is always quite nice, I would say, right?
So you needed to be a bit meaner.
Yeah, he should be. Sometimes I would, well, he was actually always arguing with me, like, you're driving way too hard sometimes. And I was like, yeah, sometimes yes. I said, well, maybe this is a mix of everything. But yeah.
That's brilliant. Well, look, good tactics. Munich got Joker on lap 1. He won the start. The other thing, Timo, is when you're on that inside line, everyone always says, if I asked you, you'd always want to be on the pole. You'll always think you're going to take the lead to turn 1. But it's hard in turn 1 then, if you hold that inside line, not to have somebody do the undercut on you.
And the thing is, you have to brake a little earlier because the angle is not as good coming from the outside, of course. So that's why you have to be very smart. You have to look the opponent, if he's like overshooting you, then open up the brake, just send it wide, make sure you're next to him, and there's no space for him to dive on the inside.
So I guess he would. Sepper's gone. So this is to cover off Munich in the background. 0.7 to 5.3. This will be close depending on what kind of a lap Munich and Sepper done. Sepper over the crest. Munich on the inside line. Rennie Munich needs to throttle this up big time if he wants to be.
That works out.
Line side by.
No.
Right now he needs to make the pass that we saw in Euro RX3 a minute ago. Cut to the inside. Sepper, those not defensive enough. Munich might be able to take a dive here. Go on, Rennie.
Not a
Sepper.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Tight. he said before on the top hairpin, he's struggling to rotate the car, and that's why he's losing it a bit on the top speed in the end of the long straight. So he is struggling just a little bit with rotation in that slow speed hairpin corners. Everywhere else it seems to be nice. The car looks nice, but yeah.
Litvinovic goes Joker this time, 5.9 ahead of Seppa. He's gone a lap early, so he wants to cover Seppa off early. Munich inside, Seppa up the hairpin, but there it is again on the exit. You can see a few car lengths to the advantage of Seppa. So Litvinovic leaves with a lap to go. What's the key to rotation? We've been up there and looked at that hairpin, Timo. It is tarmac on the way in, if I remember correctly.
Well, it's gravel and then tarmac again, and then gravel on the exit again. So it's actually super tricky to find the right balance. So René basically used to be a very smooth and clean driver, and especially when it comes to dirt with higher speed or coming from high speed and rotating into slow speed corners, you have to preset the car so early. And if you're not confident with the car balance, if you're not so used to rallying, let's call it, then you probably struggle because you drive the corner and you're not flicking the car into the corner, which means you're not getting the car early enough straight on the exit. And you see, you know, the leading guy, Litvinovic, is really doing it straight, putting up power early, and yeah, this could be an issue for some drivers.
Litvinovic takes the checkered flag. 306.3 was the target time, 306.9. So it is very close in Euros, super competitive between these guys, great to see. I think René looks comfortable in the car generally, as you say, just that one corner. So a bit more handbrake or earlier setup?
Actually, that's what I told him before. He said, come here, maybe you can give me an advice. So I said, try a little bit of more handbrake, rotate the car a bit earlier into the corner, but therefore you need the confidence. And if the timing and the speed is not matching, then you just struggle, and then you over-rotate or you miss the apex, stuff like this. So it's not made in one corner, right?
No, absolutely. Litvinovic takes it. Brilliant start, though. Look at this from René Munich. Inside line has it, doesn't he? All the way to turn.
All the way. Now he should have like more look to the left hand side, maybe even squeeze the guy on the left a little bit. So he opened the inside even more. That made him go back to P3.
So open up the door and Litvinovic, give yourself a car distance on the inside.
But you know, you have,
it's easy for us to say.
It's easy to say from the outside. When you're inside, you have a car on the right, on the front, on the rear left. So it's not easy to have the overview
going on, and he'd won the start.
Yeah, so
exactly. Yeah, it's really difficult. Yeah. It's really difficult. Seppa making a great debut here. This was him merging with René Munich. Seppa sits P4, Tapanen sits P3, Litvinovic P2, and at the minute Limatainen, after that engine change, is at the top of the standings at 306.3, was 4/10 quicker than anyone went in the previous session, but he's got to beat this lot. Mats Oman on the outside. I say it every time he races. I don't care what you think about that, because I couldn't have more respect for this guy. He's paralysed from the chest down. He drives with the most amazing array of hand controls. Go Google it if you want. Look at his picture there. He's sitting in his wheelchair. He is a sender of the highest order. Inside him, Maiko Tam, who's switched to the European Rallycross Championship this weekend for the first time, and he's looking to stick around for next year. Martin Enland in P2, and on the inside, Yuri Bolevsky, the championship leader. These were the fastest 4 drivers from the previous one. Mats Oman launches the car, full throttle, and then with a mouthpiece in which releases the clutch 100%. So he can't feather it like the others, which can make the launches difficult. Can he get away this time? Red light's coming on.
Oh no!
Tam gets the best start. Bolevsky's just inside him. Tam squeezing Bolevsky.
Bolevsky's late at the break.
Turn round. Tam spins in turn 1. Mats Oman all the way around the outside. 360 champion spin for Maiko Tam. Who leads? Is it Oman? No, Bolevsky's on his side. Oh, Mats Oman, he's dropped down to P3. He nearly had that, Timo. What about Maiko Tam, though? What a recovery.
Well, he tried to stay on the outside. He got tapped on the rear end, and then he just spun around. Good recovery, anyway.
Do you think will that be investigated? I think it might.
Yeah, well, they should have a look at it.
It depends, doesn't it, if he's turned in or if he's been turned around. Because if you've turned in across somebody, they can't disappear. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll get a message up from race control if anything's under investigation. In the background, look at that joker lap from Mats Oman. He's almost hit the wall on the outside. There's Johan Kristoffersson watching. He'll be taking in every single detail.
That's what he is.
Right, race controller saying no decision needed on turn 1, so we'll take a look back at it in the replays, and me and Timo can have a free opinion on it, because we can't be right or wrong. Perfect.
Exactly.
Perfect. Bolevsky continues to lead from England. Enlund missed. Oh, is that a little barrier tap from Enlund on the front left? He missed the last event, Enlund, unfortunately. He was fourth in Portugal. He was fourth in the semis in Höljes, so he didn't make the final. Made the decision not to travel to Nyirád, but here he is again. Now we're back up in Scandinavia. He's gone joker. Mikko Tam hasn't jokered yet, and Tam's going to get there in front of him. So Enlund has covered off Oman. Tam was lucky there's no barrier on the inside there. You know, the fact this is a big, fast circuit, nothing to hit.
Yeah, very good recovery. Had everything under control, even though he was spinning.
Yeah. You have good awareness, though, don't you? I think people think when you spin a car, it's this terrifying thing. Obviously, if it happens to your road car, the motor is different. Pretty terrifying. But if you spin a car on track, it's not that tricky, I think, to know which way you face.
Exactly. So generally, you always know where you're going. When you have like mud or wet grass or something, it's a different story.
Kevin 360 in Höljes.
Oh yes, for example.
Yeah.
He was out of control, but it managed to be fine in the end. So
yeah, he did. Oman swinging that car around.
Oman has damage on the front right a lot.
Yeah, he's lost.
Wheel arch is off.
Front bumper, front wheel arch. Yeah, his bits flapping about underneath there. Hopefully not too major damage to the car, but Bolevsky still leads by 4.6 from Tam, who hasn't jokered. So this should be Bolevsky's really all his to lose. Him and Tam will have to go joker this time round. Bolevsky lights the throttle up on the Audi. Watch him flick it round to the left now. Almost flat through the left and then the right. And then here you have to run the car deep. On the brakes, it's a 90 left. It's blind over the crest. It's blind on the way in. The rear end of the car kicks up. But this is a showmanship drive for Bolevsky. Is it going to be quicker than Limitainen? 306.3 is the target time. It's not. Limitainen wins the session. Bolevsky's 308 is only going to be good enough for P4. So Bolevsky wins the race. Well, he's going to be fourth overall in the session.
There was the carnage in turn one. It cost quite a bit of time.
A lot of time.
Yeah.
A lot of time. Timo Scheider alongside me here in the commentary. Great to have you here, mate.
Thank you.
Flags are flying for the likes of Mikko Tam and all our drivers. Great stuff. Okay, result of that one. Bolevsky with a 308.3 from Enlund, Tam and Oman. Mikko Tam with the flags up in turn one. His family are always here, and his girlfriend as well with the Estonian flags. Lovely to see. But Bolevsky, your championship leader, takes this race but not the session, so we'll have the overalls in a minute. There's Q2. Limitainen wins Q2, having had his engine changed. There are only 12 cars, so he's going to make it whatever happens, but that's a brilliant result. It really is, after the work from the team. Here we go. Talk us through turn one, Timo. Have a look at this. Mikko Tam in the red, black and white.
He was actually leading, and then he tried to squeeze him in on the inside Bolevsky, and there was the tap, and he couldn't keep the car on track. Had the 360, recovered well, but you know, this is also kind of a race incident, because in the end there was Bolevsky still on the inside with his nose next to him, so to Tam. So actually the decision is right, and it was good to not give any penalty to this.
So through the right-hander and up onto the gravel section. Tam continuing the recovery after that spin. Some early jokers. Oman with some damage to the front right corner. Crowd here are enjoying the action, and here are the standings after Q2. Yuri Bolevsky leads with a P1 in Q1. I think it was a P4 in Q2. Damian Litvinovic is P2. Martin Enlund P3. Limitainen, after a DNF in Q1, is in P4. Seppa on his debut, P5. Tapainen on his second event in Euro, and after a stall at the start line, is in 6th. Mikko Tam on his debut is 7th. Rennie Munich in his brand new car is 8th. So that's your qualifying, and of course 12 cars through to 2 semi-finals, and the top 3 from each of those go through to the final tomorrow. Looking forward to it. We're getting ourselves ready for the FIA World Rallycross Championship. I hope you guys are enjoying watching at home. Everything this year is live and free on YouTube. You're not missing a second of the competitive action. If you are, please like and share the stream. It makes such a massive difference to how many people see the sport of rallycross. The problem with where it was before behind a paywall is nobody new can learn about this sport. Now it's free on YouTube. We need you guys to do your bit, get it shared. This is a wonderful sport. This is better than F1. I mean, F1's good, but it's Timo. You did you won the DTM twice. You told me earlier, I wish I'd found Rallycross earlier. We need more people to discover 100%. This brilliant sport.
Since so many years, since 2016, I'm in the paddock here, and I couldn't believe that this sport didn't pop up like crazy, because from my point of view, there's nothing more spectacular around the world in terms of motorsport than this. So please make sure you follow, you share, and you make sure to watch this live on YouTube.
Great stuff. That's what we need from you guys, and we'll do our bit and bring you all the fantastic action. Let's have a look and see how the standings are for World. We'll hopefully get a look as well at RX3 at some point and bring you their standings after Q2, but this is the standings for World after Q1. Johan Kristoffersson leads from Niklas Gronholm, our 2 championship fighters. OC Baby P3, Juha Rukkanen 4th with the internal combustion car. Come on, Juha. Kevin Hansen, Timmy Hansen and Clara Anderson down to P7. Great to have the Hansens here with us with the backing of construction equipment from Volvo. They're out on the track now. They're sweeping the track. They're filling in the holes. They put our cameras in position yesterday. They're doing an amazing job. So we're super grateful to them for making sure that the Hansens were here with us on the grid. I'm talking to the Hansens. There they are. Kevin and Timmy. 71 for Kevin, 21 for Timmy. In the background then Clara with the 12. Clara's going to come and join us in commentary at the end of the session. Kevin, you're already wiggling the eyebrows just a little bit, Timo. Only a little bit now.
Just not in the zone yet.
No, yeah, the full wiggle will come.
Yeah.
And then after that, he just looks deadpan, like it's easy. Like it's just completely easy once he's got it
fully
done.
focused.
Yeah. It's a nice day here. Genuinely, the weather is just so varied. It is jacket on, jacket off the whole time. We're going to go on board with Kevin, I think, Kevin Hansen. From free practice. So let's have a look. And Timo, you can talk us around the lap here. Go for it.
Well, the longest straight in the season we will have. High speed 180 roughly. And now basically you go into a triple right-hander, or actually it's 3 apex points into turn 2. Try to be tight, but this time Kevin had his brother on the inside, so there was an issue with it. But little jump over the crest into the dirt, braking into the turn 4, 5, which is super slippery. Rotate the car, get direction change, and then you have to decide. Left is the joker, and this is the standard lap. He follows Johan Kristoffersson here, and
look, the cameraman right on the inside. What a place to be standing. That's wild, isn't it?
Yeah, and now make the car straight, pick up traction as good as possible. Yeah, and again, turn 1, so which is probably the best overtaking opportunity we have on track.
Yeah, we saw some great stuff there. So that RX3 pass earlier on from Ribeiro was absolutely classy. He moved across and dummied him to the inside, and then you saw a defensive move, and he then went straight out to the outside and chopped him off to inside. I want to see more of that, but obviously you have to have the speed. It was off the joker merge again. You have to have the speed and be ready to do the move at the end of the straight. So.
And of course, they have just done it once so far, so they had not the chance to try or test it. So throughout the weekend, it will most likely get more attention there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's a good turn 1. It is a good turn 1. It's a good track, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's tidy.
Feedback is good. So I've been asking a couple of drivers and team principals. They've been like, it's pretty cool. It's good.
Okay.
I was a bit concerned about the gravel, that it probably ruts out, but they're happy.
All right, good stuff. We're on to Q2, top of your page. 4 qualifying sessions, 2 today, 2 tomorrow. What do times mean? Points. What do points mean? Prizes. Well, the prizes, you get to go through to the semi-finals. Top 12 cars to the semis, top 6 cars to the final, 3 from each of those semis, and that gives us our podium, of course. This is looking like a bit of a...
we talked about that, right?
We did talk about this, Timo. We have talked about this, that it was going to be complicated. But it is the Hansen brothers and Clara Anderson in this one with the liveries, because I say thank you, massive thank you to CE Dealer Team for stepping in and making sure that we kept our drivers until the end of the season. Timmy Hansen particularly is in that title fight, but he's admitted it himself. It's going to be tough because they're just struggling a bit. You got to remember, when were these cars built? The very latest, I reckon, 18, maybe 19.
Probably,
with an evolution. I can't remember when the brand new chassis were last built. Then they were changed to electric cars. Yeah, everybody else has been building new cars. So Timmy said we're just struggling, as we always have with this car, for traction. And here, Timo, that's really important because of the loose gravel.
That's the main topic right here. So rotate the car, make the car straight, and pick up traction. And if you are bad on that, you're most likely struggling in lap times. And this is what we have seen with the Hansen car so far. But let's see, maybe they find some solutions.
You can hear the fans running in the cars. I think lots of people don't understand the amount of heat that the electric motors generate. You've driven the cars. They're not as hot, I think, as an internal combustion car in the car.
Yeah, true.
But the transmission still runs warm. They still have coolers on everything.
Yep, but still you're sweating.
It's still a physical job, isn't it?
Even though you just do 4 minutes or something, but this
it's enough. It's still stressful. Still nearly as sweaty as Peter McConnell on his passenger lap down the Nürburgring with you, Timo. Hello, Peter, if you're watching in Jamaica. Kevin Hansen, Timmy Hansen, and Clara Anderson on the grid here. Clara looking for around the outside. She was fastest in FP1 this morning. She's absolutely rapid. Needs to get a good start. And of course, the Hansens will be doing their best to beat her on the run to the first corner. Here we go. Who's going to get the best start off the line? It's Kevin on the inside, Timmy in the middle. If you're wondering, Timmy with the yellow roof. 4 lights coming on, and then they'll be unleashing all that power down towards turn 1. Here we go off the line.
Good reaction by Clara.
Great start on the outside. Clara's had the fastest reaction times of all the drivers in this series this year, but she's outside 3 wide. Nothing.
Now he should dive in on the inside. Exactly. Just dive next to him. Exactly. Now push him in terms of send him wide, stay there, make it tight and clear. Perfect. Good
Lovely
move.
stuff. Now, Clara's been your teammate, Timo, in Extreme E previously. How good is she?
She's a very, very good woman, and she's like driving like crazy sometimes. I love her driving style. She has the aggression it takes here, and probably she got all this from Rallycross, and to be her teammate was great and is great, and I love her. Oh, there was a bit of over speeding into the Joker. He lost the line, or she lost the line.
So Kid trying to keep it tidy on the way, and you want to lose the least amount of time possible. Gone Joker to get out of the gravel from the car in front. Clara slides the car down the bank. One of the top female drivers in Extreme E. That 100%. Series did a brilliant job of bringing female drivers on, but to be fair to Clara, she'd already won a Rallycross Championship in Sweden against all the guys in one of the most competitive rear-wheel drive classes. She's a sender.
She is.
So Kevin Hansen, Timmy Hansen running P1 and P2 in this. Clara's gone Joker. She's gambled on that on lap number 1.
Crazy call, I would say, because she was actually in a good position not to Joker at this time, unfortunately. And I have to say, she also overshoot a little bit the way into the Joker. I think it will be not enough to stay with those guys, but hopefully I'm wrong.
Well, fingers crossed. So the Hansens coming down on the standard lap. They choose to stay out. They want to try and maintain or extend the gap if they can. It's 4.1 is what it is back to them. Kevin seems to have a better handle on the things than Timmy here. Timmy was struggling a bit for lap pace in Q1. Having said that, brilliant bloke, came to commentary when he's supposed to be jumping into the Rallycross car, gives us his wonderful insight. They are a huge part of Rallycross, aren't they, the family?
Since so many years, so passionate. This is crazy how long they've been here, and they deserve to be here. And thanks to CEDIA team to cover the back of this big team since so many years. They've been fighting for the sport. It's so good to have them.
Timmy's gone Joker. He drops off the top.
It looks like it was not enough for Clara. She's quite a lot back, unfortunately. Now we can compare Clara's Joker lap to the Joker of Timmy, and it was actually 2.5 seconds, or 2 seconds slower, unfortunately.
So Kevin Hansen continuing to lead then. Kevin, where was he after Q1? P5, I think it would be. Yes, he was. So he's looking for a better time here. He'll be hoping, obviously, to squeeze out Rukkanen or Baby into race number 2 tomorrow in Q3. They'll have a couple of warm-up laps tomorrow, but nothing more than that in the morning. So free practice is only on day 1, day 2, just 2 warm-ups. And as we said, the forecast looks a bit leery for tomorrow. So Kevin Hansen coming over the line.
It's clear.
What's the time going to be? It's a 3:04.9. That would have been enough for P4 last time. About a second, 1.7 quicker than Rukkanen went.
It still looks like they're struggling with rotation somehow. So especially the tarmac corners, rotation is a big issue for them.
So Kevin Hansen takes it 3:04.9, Timmy 1.9 back, Clara P3 in this one. She's going to come and join us in commentary in a minute. Great stuff. Timo, you've been track designing. Lots of people won't know this, but you were track designing, of course, for Extreme E as well. So, you know, when you see a new track, you must have a bit of a different take on it now than you would have had before.
Well, generally, I've driven a lot of cars around the world, and when I've started to do the track design for Extreme E back in the days, it was a cool challenge because I had the impression I knew circuit racing, I knew off-road racing a bit, especially coming from rallycross, and to combine both was interesting for me. And right now, coming to such tracks, I see, of course, those tracks with different eyes, 100%, because when I build a track, I have to see I create overtaking opportunities, which is very, very important. Exactly. So perfect call on this one. So it's not like you just go and you draw your dream line. This is not giving everything.
You have to think, don't you?
Exactly.
That's why I'm really keen on us developing as a series. We've talked about it in the background about a series. I think, what do you do to make the joke? Like the merge here is brilliant because it's at the finish, it's at speed.
Yep.
So turn one is a great overtaking opportunity. You want the joker towards the end of the lap, I
100%.
think. There's lots of little details. It's hard work. Hard work for this man too. Rukkonen got an amazing launch last time, but was out-dragged down to turn one when the electric cars didn't have to change gear. I was pretty fascinated by the launch he got. You've driven both. It was an impressive launch for internal combustion.
It was definitely. The instant torque you have with the EV is clear, right? So as soon as you push the pedal, the thing goes. You have to pick up the grip. This is the most challenging part, launching an electric car. But Rukkonen did like amazing. So he was part of the game, I would say, till turn one. Let's see if we can manage something cool. Maybe he can dive.
I want to stick it up the inside. I want all to run wide in turn one and Rukkonen to have a look at the inside.
Come from the outside, make a super tight turn into turn two.
The others have all got teammates. He hasn't got a teammate.
Exactly.
We'll be his teammates.
Be a
team or his wingman for this one. So Johan Rukkonen on the outside in the internal combustion Hyundai for PGRX. Then it's Veiby inside him for KMS. Gronholm and Kristoffersson on the inside line. Gronholm last time managed to get round the outside in turn one. Can he do that again here? He's going to need a very good launch if he's going to pull it off. And then it's about tactics and lap times. Kristoffersson is the master of 2 quick laps, one on the joker, one on the standard lap to get the result that he needs.
But I'm pretty sure Niklas is again sending it and taking a lot of risk to give Johan a hard time.
I love the noise, just the noise.
And again a good start.
Good launch by Rukkonen. This time he remains alongside. Now he's got to move across, surely. Wait, he's got to move the outside.
Rukkonen on the outside.
All the way around the outside.
Come on.
He puts it in sideways. Come on,
he tried.
On the cross on the outside and drops to P4. Oh man, I'm gutted. Kristoffersson gets the lead, but not for Johan.
That was too good. So good. He was trying. That's amazing.
Wicked stuff from Johan Rukkonen, putting on a show for everybody at home, showing it is possible to get. This is the longest straight. Nobody thought he'd be able to get down there with the EV cars, and he's proved you can.
Yes, exactly.
Oh man, right, okay. Calm down, Coley. We're half a lap.
Breathe.
Yeah,
Gronholm sent it. Big send.
That's a great joker.
And he rotated in the air, kind of. When he took off, rotated early enough, so that should have been a very good exit of the start-finish line.
So Niklas Gronholm, only 4.6 off the back. That is a fantastic joker lap by him. You can hear Rukkonen coming down the gears. You won't hear the same from Gronholm, of course, with the EV drivetrain. Kristoffersson over the crest. Kristoffersson got a push here. 4.6 is not comfortable. You're on board with Johan now. He's the benchmark in rallycross, he really is. I don't think he'll go. I think he'll go standard lap again.
Yes.
Where does he? He does, standard lap again. So this is typical Johan. Stay out front, try and bang the lap times in.
4.4 for Gronholm.
4.4. So can Gronholm keep that gap coming down and fight back at home in Finland? Watch for him as he crosses the line in the background. Which way does the gap go? 3 sectors around.
200s. He just catch 200. So he is there.
It's very close at the moment. It's saying that Johan Kristoffersson will retain first by 0.2 of a second. Gronholm just snarling a little bit in the car as he tries on the back.
4.8.
Did Veiby hit the wall? Did Veiby barrier tap the wall in the background there? It looked like he clipped it to me. Right, what's gone up, is it? Yeah, it's up to 4.8.
But quickest lap done by Niklas, 42.99. 1.5 tenths quicker than you were on the lap before, but
he's now I think this is going to be the quickest lap because the gap's gone up to 5.0.
Yeah, and now Kristoffersson lap time, 42.8. He always pulls it when it's needed, right? So, amazing.
He's a machine, isn't he? I've got a question to ask you after this one, Tim. I want to know about some drivers from your history of the various different championships and just how good Johan is. Flicks it into the left, look in the background, over the crest now. Watch for, yeah, Baby's a bit more cautious this time. I think he tapped the barrier, but I might be wrong. The gap is 5.2, and that should mean that it's a little bit, look at that, a little bit more comfortable. He runs the car out wide. It's just, he's a master.
He is, and he's so precise, lap by lap, always hitting the spot and always hitting the apex points. There's so little amount of mistakes from him. That's why he's a world champion multiple times.
Multiple times. Over the line, Kristoffersson's going to take it, and it should be...
Oh, contact!
Oh! Rükkinen and Baby.
Oh, same time. Rükkinen and Baby, same time over the line. 3:05, 6:48 to the 1,000th.
To the 1,000th of a second. Wow. So what are they? I don't even know how they. I don't think we've ever had that. I don't know how they separate it. 2.709 off the leaders.
Maybe we have to see the camera footage to see if the nose. You know, the transponder could be like in the front of the car, a little bit further back. So this could happen that even the car is a little bit forward.
That's unbelievable. Rükkinen's been given it at the minute, and he should get it for that turn one. That turn one
exactly.
sideways move.
Let's give it to him.
That's how we're calling it. 3:05.648 for Rükkinen and Baby, but 3:02.939 for Kristoffersson at the top of the table. Nyirád P2, Kevin Hansen. That's a brilliant drive in the Hansen squad. Peugeot to get into P3, back to course by dealer team, CE dealer team. Fantastic to have them here. Baby, Rükkinen, Hansen and Anderson in this one. Right, look at this from Rükkinen. Timo, talk us through this, because I think it is badass.
Best turn one of the day, I would say. He tried so hard. He was overspeeding on the outside, tried to make it and send it, but then he's losing a little bit the grip. And, well, he's offline, and, of course, Johan knows how to do it. He tapped him a little bit, sent him wide, and then the gap was open for all the others.
He was on the bar, wasn't he?
Yeah,
he must have been coming in there going, I know I'm at least 30k too fast. Nip on the... Look at Gronholm in the background. It was a great joker, and Gronholm's next lap was maximum attack to close the gap a little bit, and then they must have got on the radio to Johan and gone, you need more. And he just, as always...
Okay, I do it. And he did, right?
Here's some more. Here's some more. Marching towards an 8th world title, which would put him up in record places, wouldn't he? Johan, so this was the contact. Look, Rükkinen side it. Nothing Rükkinen could have done about that.
I would have loved to see the final photo of the line when
we'll be able to find it. We'll get a photo finish up on social media. I'll find Tierney later and I'll get us a social shot up of that. Look at this. Johan Kristoffersson wins Q1 and Q2, 100 points. Nyirád Gronholm P2 in both sessions. He's going to have to win both tomorrow. I hope Kristoffersson has a problem to out-qualify him, but remember the top 6 will make it through to the final. Baby and Kevin Hansen separated by a point, and there's only 5 points between Rükkinen, Hansen and Clara Anderson. Great stuff from Q2 here in Finland. We can see Tommy Howman, who's out now with the CE dealer team ride car. That's the car that I went out in yesterday. Great fun. I'm going to have to persuade them to let me drive it at some point, Timo. I don't know if I want to drive it in Turkey because the walls are close in turn 1, but, you know, I don't know, maybe. What a great session. What a great... Rükkinen, that move, everybody loves the sender, and it was a good effort.
Well, we talked with him right before, and we said, like, you have to send it somehow against those guys. And he did, and I love to see people being committed like that. What is now going on? Okay.
What is that?
Welcome to Finland. What is he doing? Okay. That looks scary.
Can he get a shot of that? Can the director get a shot of that thing on the straight?
Right on start finish.
What is it?
Is it?
He's got it off here. Right, okay, so your ex-winners are getting told off here for getting too enthusiastic about what's going on. That's to go and entertain the fans out on track, not us. We're supposed to be talking about here. So you can see the standings. Belevsky is in the TQ spot in RX1. You can see the different winners of the sessions. Gellin's winning RX3 second session. I think I missed RX3. Here it is. So Kormochi is in the lead from Gellin's. Gerklist, look, is equal on points there. Ribeiro's down in P5. What's Ribeiro's worst qualifying this year? Let me have a look and see. No, he's qualified. He's had 2 TQs and 1 P3. So Ribeiro needs to get a little way further up. But that move he put on in turn 1, outside to inside, epic.
Perfect.
Absolutely brilliant. So I don't know what's going on down the straight, but I feel distracted by it. But great stuff. Look, we hope you guys have enjoyed today. We're going to take a look back at some of the action from the racing so far. Please like and subscribe. Share this wonderful sport so we can grow it, because we're desperate to get more people watching it. You know how good it is. Just make sure you tell a friend. Let's have a look back at the action from today. Kevin Hansen full focus during the first session of the day. This was Vaby and Kevin making mistakes. Flames at the start line, off the line. Rukkonen both times on the outside. He didn't get there as quickly, did he, in the first session as he did in the second one?
Yeah.
Look to the inside. That was Gronom's outside send, which was an epic effort, I thought. And that Joker too, really good. But got to find more pace on the standard lap team.
Yeah, but he's missing like 2-3 tenths. But yeah, he's good at the launch, he's good at the start, but that's not enough so far.
3 cars wide for CE dealer team in turn 1. Amazing stuff from them, but we all know which one we want to see. We're waiting to see the start of the next one, which was Johan Rukkonen. Here's Kevin Hansen Simons. Oh no, here it is.
Here
we're going to end the show with this. Join us tomorrow for Q3, Q4, the semis and the finals.